What's up, my construction entrepreneurs? So today is Monday. Had a great weekend. It's pretty good. It's rocking and rolling right now. Started early too. I started super early, but let me catch you up on this, okay? So last week we fired one person and two people quit, and I'll explain that here. So one person we had, we hired a guy and he worked with us for about 2 weeks. He actually worked with us for 2 weeks. He got fired on maybe Thursday, I want to say, last Thursday. Anyway, he said he could do doors. He can hang slab doors. And as it got close to the time of him hanging doors at Avenue 60, he started showing some signs that he probably didn't know what he was doing. So, and I explained what we're doing now to prevent that too. So we gave him his walking papers, gave him his 2 checks, told him kick rocks. And that's the nice thing. It's actually being in a position where you can give someone their 2 checks and you don't have to wait. Because I've been in the other position where I wanted to fire somebody, but because I didn't have that extra money in the account, I wasn't able to let that person go, you know? So, now we're in a better position, right? So we let that dude go, and there was 2 other dudes that walked off, well, not walked off, but quit. We gave them an option. Look at that shit in my damn truck. Man, this is ridiculous, man. Anyway, so 2 other people, right? Now we had them on board. It was brothers, and the older one was very protective of the younger one, right? Now the younger one, we noticed as he was working. Now mind you, these folks was on before I came on full force. Remember the other videos I was doing was I was at Madrid, right? And I told you I had a partnership and was doing all this other work. Well, that's the work that was going on. These people got hired on then. So as I came in full time, now they don't hear about me, they actually see me, right? So now I'm starting to notice, like, okay, he's not doing what, he's not at the level, the skill level of what we're paying him, right? Now I won't discuss the pay here, but so the brother, right? We're gonna call him J, another D, okay? Well, J was getting paid the same amount as D, but obviously D had a higher skill level than J, right? Now we were trying to do an evaluation to see if this was true, that J really didn't have the skills that D had, so we need to bring J pay scale down. Now that's always a tense situation, right? Usually people don't really go for that, asking them to lower their pay, right? So a lot of you out there that's watching this, that's like, if you're an employee, you're probably frowning. But if you are an owner, then you're probably like, okay, let me hear you out. Why are we talking about lowering this guy's pay? So it's two different glasses here, right? Owner and employee. So as an owner, I see that he's not at his skill level, so we should have never hired him in at where he's at right now, okay? So now I need to talk to him, because I'm not going to, I want him to, okay. I got a audio text going into my ear while I'm doing the video. Anyway, so it's a test situation. So I was going to talk to both of them. Now, mind you, I'm saying both of them because remember the brother, the older one, D is very protective over J. So I need to bring them both into the conversation. So I was going to talk to them at the beginning of the week, but they had a funeral, a family friend passed, so they were gone and kind of off throughout the whole week. One person only worked one day, and then the other person only worked 2 days last week. So I called them. They came in on Friday, pulled them. They worked for about an hour, pulled them to the side, and I expressed to him, us doing an evaluation on his skill level, and that I did not want to them to leave. I still wanted them to be employed here, but we need to match your pay with your skill level. And we wanted to bring him $5 an hour down. Okay, we said, hey, we can work up, but the skill level needs to also increase. He was like, nope, I got a family, I can't take more this. And he also said this, he was like, yeah, so the work that you got me doing is almost like side work, because it's the drywall work that they were doing is a lot of piece in work, right? It's remodeling, right? So I may have 20 units that they may go and do where we tore out for electrical and plumbing, and you got to put it back, right? So they calling that all like side work, like it's all piece. He was like, man, he wasn't talking during this time. His brother was talking, D, for him. He wasn't saying nothing. And he was like, but he's experienced, and the reason why you can't tell his experience is because he's doing this type of work. Well, like we told the dude, like, this is the thing. I'm not approaching you about lowering your pay. You meet your skill level. I can see the way you perform. And if you're saying that he can't do this work, is because he hasn't been in a trade long enough, and he hasn't held this job long enough, because no matter who you're with, you're going to do small work. I don't care if you're with a company that does new construction. They always got callbacks. They always got a punch list. They always got move and replace. And if you're not on with a company long enough, I have been in this trade long enough, then you won't experience that type of work. Okay? Now some people never experience it, but that says you're not getting around enough, right? You're not putting yourself in enough places to even learn different parts of your trade, so you can learn how to operate at do different scopes of work, right? So they were like, no, and then we already knew if they wasn't going to agree, one wasn't going to stay. They're going to follow each other and go wherever each other is at, because remember I said D is very protective of J. So they said, no, we'll go ahead and leave. So I had to give them 2 checks as well, right? Now, one person, we let him go, so his check has to be in 24 hours. Next person, we let those 2 people, they quit, so it's 72 hours. But we went ahead and paid them on Saturday anyway, and done with that. So now I went down from 10 guys to 7 guys, right? And now those were skilled guys, right? Drywall, mud, tape. Another guy, he's a remodeler. He just couldn't hang the doors like he said he did, but he did a little bit of drywall. He did a little bit of everything. It was a remodeler, kind of all-around guy, but I wouldn't say he's all around. He did a little bit of what we asked him to do. Let me just say that. So now it's like, oh, I need more people, right? I got all these jobs and I need more people. So fortunately, right now we're in the era where there's a lot of work and there's a lot of people looking for work. It's crazy. I've never seen it like this. I don't know where they're coming from, or why are they available when there's so much work? I don't know. Anyway, so I put out an ad here in Los Angeles, and I got calls. And we just brought on 3 new people to start today. And we actually did it over the weekend. So Saturday, I started someone at another project on Saturday, early in the morning. And in the afternoon, my partner went to the office and held interviews. So I think 6 people showed up and we hired 3. So what we did Saturday, we interviewed them, and then we told them Sunday we'll call them around 5. So Sunday we called them 5, and then had them discuss the pay rate and everything, and then had them start today, Monday. So they're rocking and rolling now, getting them into the system, and they're rocking and rolling. So we're happy for that. Glad I was able to fill those voids there. And we're good. Another thing is today is our first day getting to the office and working on like other type estimate jobs. Usually the jobs that we get in are pretty extensive jobs, but the estimating on them are pretty simple. It's not that hard at all, because we're doing so much similar. and once again, I want to say this is that what usually happens. Oh wow, I was supposed to turn back around. What usually happens here? I missed the 101. What usually happens here is, let me get over. I'm on this 110 downtown Los Angeles. So what usually happens? What was I saying? Oh, about the estimating. So what usually happens here, the reason why we don't do a lot of estimating, of intense estimating, is because you get a customer, and this is what I do. I land a customer, right? And I build that relationship right there. So I build the relationship to the point where that customer just start handing me all the work, right? And as you continue to do the work, the estimating bidding gets easier and easier, you know? It'd be somewhat of the same work, and then you find other customers that's doing similar work, and the pricing also gets similar and similar. So I'm actually looking to bring in a new sector of work. That's what I'm looking for. So like we're bringing in three, 4 customers that's just literally handing us work of a lot of tenant improvement, remodeling work, houses, apartments, mainly apartments, retrofitting apartments, things like that, which is really good work and high dollar work. You know, I mean, some of this stuff is, 70 to 170 grand on each project. So that, I mean, the contracts are pretty high in dollar, and we love it. But I want to start getting in some other type customers, which brings in a challenge on bringing in different customers, because there's different invoicing systems and pay systems that you need to recognize and that you need to actually learn as you start dealing with different clientele, which we're fine with and we're ready to move forward with. Also too, we're fully up and running with our timesheet app. So I'm using T-Sheets, and they're all the timesheet apps integrate with QuickBooks or whatever accounting system that you have, right? So I use QuickBooks. I'm more familiar with QuickBooks. People around me are familiar with QuickBooks. So now we're doing T-Sheets, and first 2 weeks of doing that was tough. The guys are still getting used to it right now. I think I just sent out a mass text to everyone. Right now we're back up to 10 people. So now I sent out a mass text because one person, I seen that they clocked in, and I just left the job where this guy was at. Probably watching the video a little bit later today. I don't know. So anyway. So I think I'm exiting to our third. Hold on here. Okay. To our third. Let's see here. Hold on here. Let me see over here. Okay, so the first 2 weeks was rough getting everybody to log in, and I think one of the biggest problems I found with logging in was that no one wanted to allow the app to track their location, right? A lot of people was like, oh, they're tracking my location. They're tracking my location because it tracks the location while you're in the app. So, and a lot of people really don't understand that it's only tracking your location while you're in the app. It's not like we like, I don't care where you're going after work. I don't even care where you're going for lunch as long as you're back in time, right? So I had to send out a mass text telling everyone. That way I can, because one person says it, then he's going to tell someone else, and then so I addressed it to everyone instead of just addressing that one individual. So I addressed to everyone that, hey, this app, it tracks your location while you're logged into the app. Outside of that, it does not track it. And I gave an example that when you clock out for lunch, I do not know where you went for lunch because it's not tracking your location while you're off the clock. And I explained that to them. So hopefully that goes over well. I'll let them know, hey, you know, you got any questions or concerns, give me a call. But make sure you give me a call on your break or after your shift is over, because I need you to put in that time. So that's it with that. I'm still excited. I'm still pushing forward. Still a lot going on. A lot to be done. I'm actually headed right now to the retrofit soft story project. It's a lot of that going on out here. A lot of it. You know, Los Angeles has a program that any soft story. Soft story is when the underground parking or some type of cavity is up underneath apartment building or apartment building like structures, and that first level or that level is actually less structural or the same structural as the second floor, third floor, or the floors above it. So they want to strengthen, structurally sound that first floor or ground level structure to where it can actually support that top structure a little bit better. More engineering, more structural, more lumber, more concrete, gray beams, all kind of stuff to kind of beef that ground floor up so it can support the remaining floors above it. So that's where it comes in, the soft story retrofit. So I'm excited about that as well. Today I'm going to submit my paperwork for the people in the office that we're trying to get in there. I've been talking about this for 2 weeks now. Haven't done it. We had a part-time office girl. We're done with that now. Getting ready to bring in a full-time office person so we can get more out of them. And then I'm gonna bring in the other 2 people as well. So we're rocking and rolling here. We're excited. Today we're gonna see if we're able to get in this estimating. I'm supposed to go to this job, set these guys up to saw cut and break this concrete, dig out for this footing for this soft story, leave them there. I got a demo guy there too to kind of take away all this debris. I'm gonna talk to him on possibly doing some partnership up with him and bringing in some work for him. Then we're gonna go back and get some of this work, try to land some of this new work here. So let's hope we can get this and coordinate it right and organize this right. I got like 6 jobs I wanna go after. Dealing with concrete, drywall, framing, metal stuff framing, wood framing. So it's basically TI work, tenant improvement work for like Burlington Coat Factory, you know, a lot of these department stores, Petco, I think one of them is, and things like that, you know. And that's what I'm trying to go after right now. So, hey, my construction entrepreneurs, let me know what you think about what I just laid out, especially about the letting the people go, approaching the employees about lowering their pay, and they're quitting. You probably would have quit too. And then about the T-Sheets app, QuickBooks, and about the estimating and getting into the office to kind of boost up this work, more work, and closing out other projects as well. So let me know, leave some comments, concerns, questions, and I'm gonna catch you later. In the meantime, hustle hard, then hustle harder. Later.